Welcome back to another month of Lit Chicks. I feel like I always do this. Welcome
I don't know.
back.
We love doing this. Welcome back.
So this month we read the most amazing book ever.
This is a life changer, guys. This is one of those books that we were just saying you have to read before you die.
No, you have to. It's going on my top shelf books. That's how much I love it.
That's how much she loves it.
So
right up there.
yeah, The Idea of You by Robinne Lee. Right, Robinne Lee? Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. By Robinne Lee. And I think me and Carla were saying how beautifully well written this book is. I mean, everything about this book is beautiful. The words, the plot, the characters, everything.
The scenes, the conversations. This book is so gorgeous. It's a beautiful experience. It's like watching those beautiful Italian indie films that you're just
oh my god, that's what I said in my notes.
Yes.
I actually it reminded me of the movie, I don't know if you've seen the movie 5 to 7.
Yes,
that one!
yes.
That's what it reminded me of. I was like, oh, this
Just
is
like
so gorgeous.
This gorgeous scene, gorgeous people, like the cups are gorgeous. The spoons are gorgeous. Like, it's just a gorgeous book. You have to read this.
Yes, definitely. So in this book we have Solin. She is and I have to say her age because it's a major thing in the plot. She's a 39-year-old mother. I hate using those terms because I never want to define a woman by her age and by what she does or who she is.
Right.
But she's a 39-year-old mother, and she's divorced. Her husband gets these tickets for this band for his daughter and her friends.
Yes.
So they fly out to Las Vegas. Solin goes with them as the chaperone. They meet this boy band, which is like the equivalent of, I would say, like One Direction.
Yeah.
They're like this British boy band. And then they have like this meet and greet with them. And then right away, one of the members of the group
makes eye contact with Solin.
Makes eye contact with Solin and starts.
There's this instant connection.
Oh yeah, instant connection. And his name is Hayes, and he's the one that kind of like founded the group or whatever.
Yes.
And so yeah, instant connection. And he even says it from the very beginning. He's like, you know, we're gonna meet again. We're gonna hang out.
He's very brave and comes up to her. He says, "Hi, how are you?"
Yes. Oh my god. Finds out where she works.
All eyes on
all
her.
These things
kind of thing. And she's kind of like, there's groupies everywhere, and he's talking.
All these fanatics, all these like fans, these 13-year-old girls that are like dying for them.
It's like legit like One Direction.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then the major thing is that because it is a boy band, he's only 20 years old. So, and he's flirting like hardcore.
He's hardcore flirting.
Hardcore flirting.
Hardcore.
So what happens is he finds out, how to get in touch with her, and then invites her to lunch. It's just lunch. Just lunch.
I did the audible, so he's like, it's just lunch.
Oh my god. I'm glad I didn't do the audible because like,
it would have been too much.
Too much. And then what happens is, they do just lunch, but then the chemistry is there. And then Solin just is like conflicted because she's this divorced mother. She's very successful. She has this art gallery. She's very cultured and very intelligent.
She's
and
very
smart.
business driven.
Oh yeah.
She was the hints at maybe at a past that she tried to be a stay-at-home mother and she wasn't satisfied with that, and so they have more interactions. Solin and Hayes, a lot more dates. They she
starts flying out to places.
She starts flying out. They start confessing feelings, develop a very deep connection. You get a very it's obvious indication that maybe soulmates.
Yes, it's very organic. It's not, a lot of people will think, oh, maybe she's just in it for the money, or maybe he's like, it's just a thing,
a young fling that she wants to experience. Like, it's very.
She's divorced, so she's in her midlife crisis, whatever. But it's not. They actually have this genuine connection. Like they really connect well with each other. He is, despite his age, he's actually kind of an old soul too. He understands her in a way that many men have never understood her, even her husband. And I mean, there's at one point where he says they're talking about like I think they went to this art dinner, and she's like, how did you know all about this? She's like, oh well, when you said that you work in the art business, I read a book.
He said I bought a book and I read a book all about art.
He learned because
and
he wanted to
cry. She's like, no man has ever done that for me.
Oh my god, like that was so sweet of him to do that. Like it was very meaningful. So like they genuinely care about each other. So and all the chapters are done based on the city where they meet up or like where they're going to meet up. So that's basically how the book is set up. Every place that they meet, because he's on tour for the majority of the whole book. And you know, it starts to take its toll. You know, it starts to become not what she expected. Again, she has a daughter that's obsessed with this band and friends that are obsessed with this band.
They have to, you know.
They have to contend with that. And then, you know, again, the age thing keeps coming up. It doesn't really matter to them. You know, it takes her a little bit more to realize that it doesn't matter. But they have that to contend with, and then ultimately they have like the media to contend with, like and they're living in the public spotlight, and just there's a lot of hateful things that come out, and it just really, you know, it's like a make or break kind of thing. Like you don't know what's gonna happen the whole time, but overall, like you kind of feel like you know where the book is going, but despite that, because there's a lot of foreboding in the book, like there's things that she says, she's like, oh, you know, the picture that got ripped, and she says that like in the very beginning, you know, like kind of like she's saying a story, so you kind of know where it's going already, but you can't help but root for the characters.
You can't help but root for them, and just their interactions are so filled with so much passion, with so much love that's very clear, so much chemistry, so much emotion that you just want them to work out.
I know! I kept, you know, honestly though, I kept forgetting most of the time that he was 20 and she was 39. I was like, it honestly just feels like any other relationship. I mean, they had the added variables that made it even harder, but like it just felt so like just this relationship that's starting off. You're getting to know the person, you're going to lunch, you're getting to know each other,
a lot of things in common, lots of great chemistry.
Of course, it's also very glamorous. Like they're in Cannes, they're in Tokyo, they're in Brazil, Argentina, all these glamorous places. So of course, it's even better setting to fall in love. But ultimately, I don't know. You have to read to see what happens.
You got it.
So sexy factor.
Sexy factor. I would give this a 5.
Yeah, but not for the reasons that I feel like we usually give a 5.
We usually fear.
I mean, oh my god, they're doing it! For this, I think it was just so sensual.
It is a very sensual.
Like you said, like a foreign artsy film, like really like
sensual, like this,
like where they put like that filter over where everything looks so like vintagey and romantic, and like and you just go like this to your cup, like, and then that's it, and then you're like, wow, oh my god, I'm falling in love.
That's how it is.
It is very, but it is also, you know, when the sexy scenes do happen, I mean, it's descriptive, but also not in a way that that's the selling point of the book. No. Like, it's a romance, but, you know, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, like the actual sex scenes weren't, they were sexy and beautiful and hot. I think I texted you, I was like, oh my god, this book is hot. Yeah. But it wasn't like in a way that made you want to, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's not like the typical sexy.
No, it's not like your typical just like, you know, go at it.
Raunchy book or whatever.
Go at it, lots of this and that. It was very, I think we're downplaying sensuality with this book. This book is the most sensual book I've read in a very long time. Where she uses the surroundings, the smell of things, the feel of skin, the shape of this, the feel of the hand, how the hand is gripping, and she just slowly gets there, almost like a slow burn book slowly gets you there. But this is the actual intimate scene, but she's slowly introducing you to each new description, and you're just like, oh,
and then it happens. Boom! No, literally, and then you're like, wow. Wow. It goes from like 0 to 100 in like 3 seconds.
But like, you like it because it's like enticing you.
It's the anticipation and the sexual tension is like building up. It's very well done. It was, I think it's a good book to read if you need a major confidence boost or some tips or something like that. If you're about to go
out on a date or something, go ahead and read this book. It's gonna get you ready, girl. It's gonna get you ready.
Yes, definitely. So masculinity factor.
He wasn't toxic. He
No.
wasn't a wimp either.
No.
He was a young boy that was in a band, and
He was in a band.
and he had forces out of his control pulling him this way, sometimes pulling him that way. And I would say he made the best of his circumstance, though she did notice that a lot of this passion that she didn't have with her first husband.
No.
So, you know, we can't even place him on the scale because he wasn't either or.
No,
you know?
I can't give him a proper, like, a number because I don't think he was toxic.
Yeah.
I don't think he was toxic at all. He treated her with respect from the very beginning.
Absolutely.
He asked her, like, there was a lot of consent throughout the whole relationship. And then he wasn't wimpy, because he was not wimpy.
He was not wimpy.
He was not wimpy.
He was not wimpy. He was not wimpy.
Yeah, so movie rating.
This is a RTVMA. This is the independent film that hasn't been rated.
That they don't show in the United States.
This is not rated.
They go straight to Amazon Prime. They're like, we can't show this in theaters.
No.
You guys can't handle it.
Guys, like, I'm serious.
It's steamy.
It's a steamy, sensual book.
Yeah, it's I kept comparing it to that movie, the 5 to 7 movie.
Yeah.
Where it's just, or like other movies that are like that, where it's just very sensual and beautiful, and you just, like you said, like the arms and, you know, the scenery.
Just standing there and he slowly walks up to you. You feel his breath on your chest and he slowly smells you and works his way up to your ear.
Oh,
like,
God.
kind of thing. Like, and you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like, it's happening. It's happening.
It happened.
That would be me, though. Okay, so favorite quote or takeaway, I should say.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna read a little excerpt from. They've been falling in love for a while now. They were feeling it. They just hadn't said it yet, and so this kind of wraps up the title as well. So this starts off with Selene. I'm saying it because I love you. He was quiet, weighing the moment, and then he smiled wide. What took you so long? I laughed. I was making sure it was you, not the idea of you.
That's like such an honest declaration of love.
Yeah.
Like, she's being honest. She had to think about it, and just know that
She wanted to make sure it was for real before she said those words.
Yeah, before it was true.
Not just her rock star boyfriend, the idea of him.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm pretty sure it's easy to feed into the hype.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure any human would feed into that.
Absolutely.
So mine, I absolutely adore this quote so much. So this one, I think it just calls out to her personality so much, because she's such a brilliant, fearless. She fears a lot throughout the book, but she is in her nature fearless. Like, she definitely goes for what she wants in all aspects of her life: work, family, friends, and things. So okay. He stooped before where I was lying on the couch, took my head in both hands and kissed me like I wanted to be kissed. His lips were cool and his breath was sweet and his mouth was wonderfully familiar, and he was 20 and I didn't give a damn. Oh gosh! I just want to take that attitude, bottle it up, and then hold it close to me forever, and just use it whenever I need that confidence.
Hell yeah.
Because that is so confident of her.
Yeah.
Like, it probably takes a lot. Like, that's a very vulnerable position to be in.
Oh my God,
you know,
yes.
You're obviously...
Especially that it's not the norm, you
know?
know?
But they bring that up a lot too, though. Like, how nobody would bat an eye if it was an older man,
George Clooney,
with a younger woman. I was actually, a friend brought this up, how, like, Leonardo DiCaprio, as much as I adore him, he never dates a girl older than 25. And he's like 40 something, you know, and no one ever bats an eye.
That's one of the reasons why I don't like the word cougar. There is no male equivalent.
Yeah, we need to come up with a word. Not right now, because I can't
Or
think of
to say, yeah, I'm older than him.
And that's
And
it.
what do you call Leonardo? What do you call George Clooney?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know anything. But yeah, you know, so she's like, you know, whatever, this is my happiness. Who cares what people think? Like,
and
I
just
be
because
happy.
she's okay, it's like exactly like you have been saying, that she has fears throughout this whole book. Every new step that they take, she's like hesitant, and she's like, I can't, your age, my age, your age, my age, your age,
about
my age.
it.
But she still goes for it, and for the sake of love, she takes that next step with him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know?
It's just, she really, she makes a big point of this, and I think you pointed this out too, like, just because you're divorced, or just because you're a mother, or just because you're a woman, just because you're this, just because you're that something that keeps coming up throughout the whole book, just because you're these things doesn't mean you're still not yourself either. Like, you still have your wants and desires and your goals and your dreams that you want to do, that you want to accomplish. And she brings that up so many times with her friends, and I just thought, I'm like, I'm not a mom, but I would hope that I would still, you know, never lose sight of who I am, you know what I mean? Or like,
she addresses that a lot.
Or even when you love someone, because when she talks about, like, you know, being with him, like, she's like, I'm still me, like, I still have a choice despite being with you, you know? And I think, you know, when we get involved with other people and other things, like, we sometimes get scared that we're gonna lose ourselves.
No,
but
and that's not necessarily the case. And even if you do, it's a willingly part, and that's where she was willing to lose a part of herself to be with him.
It was a beautiful way to.
It really addressed that. It addressed motherhood. It addressed women aging, and attractiveness, and just being bold enough to just be like, you know what, there is this love here, there is this attraction, why the heck can't I do this?
Exactly. Like, who says no?
Yeah.
Who's telling me no?
It's
Society.
a really good book, like life lessons in here, beautiful quotes.
Oh, the way she talks to her daughter, sometimes the things that she says to her, I love her relationship with her daughter.
Beautiful.
So her daughter's, I think 12 years old? 12 or 13, and their relationship is just such a beautiful relationship. I love it so much. But yes, this book was beautiful. I absolutely adore it. I know that Carla adored it too.
Yes.
And
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah,
Obsessed.
it's so good.
I'm literally gonna recommend this book to everyone. Everyone.
I did. I already recommended someone, and they're reading it right now.
Yes.
Everyone should read this book.
You need to. In your lifetime.
And
you have to.
Robinne Lee, write another book soon, please.
Yes, please, because you know how to write books very well.
I need another book. Please. I need something else.
Please.
So, yeah. So, thank you for joining us this month. We will be announcing our next book soon. But if you haven't read this, please read it because it is magical.
Sigh.
Bye.